Oh, nope, there we go. It's back. Twitch, behave for once, please. Okay, that's fine. At this...
only another hour, and then we can just call the stream off.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. At this point, there's no way we can prove it one way or another. But what's your game plan now? Norwich has fallen, and your citizens are sick of you. Do you really have time to be hanging out here chatting with us? Oh, don't be ridiculous, Leonardo da Vinci. I must say, for such a great mind as yours, that was simply uncalled for. True, Norwich may have fallen, but that is a temporary situation at worst. Since the Child of Prophecy is leading the Round Table army, you must only be here for this spell. I very much doubt that you occupied Norwich with the intention of keeping it for yourselves. Well, I suppose you may be considering using it for the Round Table army's base of operations, but as you've just ably proven, Norwich is quite vulnerable to invasion. Of course, if you want it to end up razed to the ground for treason like Sheffield, far be it from me to stop you. Why, you little... Now, don't bother. No sense letting this one work you up. And trying to hold him accountable for his crimes would only be an even bigger waste of time. He doesn't believe he's done anything wrong in any case. Oberon? When did you get here? Just now. Luckily, my trick with the restaurant worked like a charm. Glad to see you've all wrapped things up here nice and neat. I knew you could do it, Percival. But you've done a pretty poor job with the aftermath. If you were going to kill Spriggan, it should have been during the chaos of the battle. Now it's too late. It would be one thing if you wanted to get rid of Norwich, but you'd never do that, would you? Get rid of Norwich? Oh? Do you need me to explain it to you, foreign mage? Don't bother. I'll sum it up. Spriggan's demonstrated his neutrality to his citizens, thereby fulfilling his role as their lord. As a result, the fairies of Norwich still recognize him as their leader. So they definitely won't be happy if you kill him now, that he's shown he's open to peaceful discussion. And that's not all. While Norwich's artisans may all hate Spriggan, the other residents who use the artisan's services consider him indispensable. Remember how I said that Norwich is on the verge of becoming a human city? Spriggan's policies are essential for fairies who want to maximize their profits above all else. That's what makes him so tricky to deal with. Sure, half of Norwich hates him, but the other half supports him. Bless you. Yeah. So you can't just kill him without a very good reason. Yeah. So you can't just kill him without a very good reason. It would make us public enemies. And not only that, without Spriggan to negotiate with the Queen, she would declare it a rebel stronghold and just take it over herself. And since we can't protect this city, letting that happen would essentially destroy Norwich. There you have it. To kill a ruler is to effectively kill their nation as well. If what you want is to destroy Norwich, then by all means, go ahead and execute me. You're not bluffing, are you? You really do mean that. You don't care about the safety of the Earth Clan, and you have no wish to keep Norwich safe. But you also apparently don't care if you live or die. I don't get it. Your actions seem so purposeless and incomprehensible. It's almost as if you're... That's right. Human. You're no fairy, Spriggan. You're what they call a changeling. Someone who drifted here from proper human history. Aren't you? I had a feeling that might be the case, but I wasn't sure. A human clan head? But that's impossible! There's no way he could keep up an act like that for so long. Fairies distinguish between other fairies and humans by scent, magical energy, and appearance. No one fairy is exactly like any other, so as long as someone could meet the right criteria, They could definitely pass as a human-looking fairy. For scent, they just need to make a cologne that approximates how a fairy smells. Their comparative lack of magical energy they have could be disguised with a mystic code, and as for their appearance... yeah. His ears look like fairy ears, but aside from that... Humans can have their extremities surgically modified without any negative side effects, so that's no big surprise. What I want to know is how you solve the aging problem. You've been Norwich's lord for 100 years now, and makeup can only do so much to make you look younger. I'm afraid to ask what you look like under all that. I don't have the slightest idea what you're talking about. However, let's say, just for the sake of argument, that I came from the same world as Lord Silver Shinobi here. If I did, surely you could imagine something I might want. I have no attachment to Britain, the fairies, or the Queen. Nor can I go back to my old home at this point. Indeed, I can never go back to being John Smith the human, even if I wanted to. No, all I care about is a place that you can call home. That's not exactly right, but you're not far off either. Personally, I don't care who sits on the throne. Queen, Child of Prophecy, whoever. It's all the same to me. All I care about is keeping this vault castle safe. My role as the Lord of Norwich is only a means to that end. One of the tricks of survival is serving someone stronger than you. Right now, that means working for the Queen, but depending on what you do next, that could easily change. You see, he's the most annoying kind of person to deal with. He's neither friend nor foe. But never mind him. Norwich never had much in the way of a military. Once we ring the bell, we won't need to come back here again. Spriggan's private soldiers are just that, private soldiers. I can't imagine they'd ever be a threat to the Round Table Army. Right you are. Now do you understand what makes me tick? If you think I'm not worth killing, that's fine with me. Very well then. This jester will go ahead and remove himself to the corner. If you wish to ring the bell of pilgrimage, please, be my guest. Still, I will say that, jester or not, I do have hopes and dreams of my own. I doubt I have much longer to live, so I hope I'll get to see the Child of Prophecy defeat the Queen before my time is up. Yeah, that doesn't sound ominous at all. Okay, now that that's settled, let's get to the main event. Are you ready to do this, Artoria? Salisbury, Gloucester, Norwich, and Londinium. Salisbury, the city of wind, where humans and fairies coexist. Gloucester, the city of flowers that glitters bright but hollow. Norwich, the city of smiths, where all kinds of fairies and humans compete, swindle, and help one another. And Londinium, the city of ruins, where everyone smiles and cares for other, despite all the pain and loss they've suffered. 16 years. The time I spent as the Child of Prophecy in Tintagel. Artoria? Okay. I'm going to ring the bell. Don't worry. I already know how. Stand back, everyone. Song of Paradise, voice of the inner sea, you who are born to be selected, to decide the fate of this land, and to see justice done. The bells of the bones of Inception shall show you the way. Forgive us these sins. Is it noon already? Seems a bit early for that. Maybe it's not the usual cathedral bell? I wonder what it is then. It sounds weirdly happy and sad at the same time. My chest feels tight. What a nostalgic sound. Is that a bell of pilgrimage, Lady Aurora? Yes, it is. It must be Norwich's bell, meaning the Earth Clan has accepted her. It looks like your plan worked, Oberon. Though I do feel a little bad about tricking Woodwose. Congratulations, Artoria. Thank you, Silver Shinobi. Now, at long last, we can finally take the next steps forward. This sound. It feels like it's ringing out across all of Britain. And this frequency. It doesn't sound like joy so much as... Aha. Now I see. So that's what they mean by pilgrimage. There's the first one. What a relief. It's about time she did something worthy of the Child of Prophecy. I was more than a little worried when she accepted the Queen's invitation to Camelot. But now, the war will finally begin. I can't wait. Can you, Kilianskaya? Her Majesty the Queen versus the Child of Prophecy. The Tomlin versus the Round Table Army. I wonder who's going to drop out first. I wonder who will have the last laugh. Who would you bet on, Koyanskaya? Oh, maybe you'd put your money on Chaldea, the real dark horse? Chaldea can't possibly win. They're not even a player in this game. But, having said that, in your case, betting on Chaldea may not be such a bad idea. Fairy Britain's market value is about to tank, after all. So if you know what's coming, maybe you should consider a different possibility? Don't be ridiculous. There's no way I'm getting out of this game after all the trouble I went to set up the pieces. Oh yes, just you wait, Koyanskaya. I'm going to make things right no matter what happens. Lady Mirian. Huh. So that's what a bell of pilgrimage sounds like. Doesn't do much for my soul. Well, it's good Norwich is out of the picture. About time she finally got serious. Anyone worthy to be my rival should have no trouble at all ringing a bell or two. What an ominous sound! Is that one of the bells of pilgrimage? What happened to the soldiers we sent to Norwich? What is Lord Spriggan saying about this? It's the Child of Prophecy. She banded allies with the Round Table Army and invaded Norwich. What was Woodwose doing? How could he let the Round Table Army make a move while he was in Oxford? Beryl Good was right. We should have captured and killed her when we had the chance. Order! Order! 30 ambassadors, 100 officials, close your mouths. High Queen Morgan is about to speak. Hear her words and obey. A bell of pilgrimage has been run. Send word to every lord and fairy in the land. The Child of Prophecy is no longer my subject. I name her an enemy of the state. All who offer her aid of any sort shall be branded the same. Fairy Britain abides no enemy. It crushes them without mercy. I command Woodwose, Lord of Oxford, to begin an attack on Londinium. I shall weigh his success in this battle against the transgression in permitting this advance to Norwich when determining his punishment. There is no place for the Child of Prophecy in my Fairy Britain. Oh, the High Queen's made her decision. That accursed Child of Prophecy is as good as dead now. War! There's going to be a war! Oh, I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. I've been bored out of my mind these last 100 years. Now I'll get to hear the lower-class fairies writhing in agony again. Thank you, Child of Prophecy. Thank you, Round Table Army. Thank you for starting a bloodbath. No sooner do they see
That's just gonna die too.
Yeah? No sooner do they see preparations for war being made than they scurry off to their homes. 2,000 years and fairies are still just as fickle and bloodthirsty as ever. Portune. Awaken, Knight Portune. Yes, High Queen. Guard Knight Portune at your service. It's an honor to have been freed from the chessboard. The 200 years since I last saw you have done nothing to diminish your Majesty's beauty. Never mind the formalities. Here, drink this. This water will grant you memories of all that has transpired in the last 200 years. Very well then, if I may. Now I understand. The Child of Prophecy, I'm sorry my clan head's prophecy has become such a headache for you, High Queen. Speaking of which, where are my fellow Mirror Clan fairies? Who replaced Ainsel as their head? The Mirror Clan is gone. You are the last of their kind, Portune. I see. What an ironic twist of fate. I parted ways with Ainsel to serve your Majesty as a knight, and thanks to that, I'm still alive today. That is surely the optimal future you once saw. Your choice was the correct one. It is why you are alive today. Now, you will once again make use of your prognostication. You will accompany Tamlin Gawain and Tamlin Lancelot as their advisor. And if by some chance worse should come to worst, I trust you know what to do? Yes, High Queen. We guard knights are fully aware of your wishes. You would like the Tamlin to go to Oxford to assist with the attack on Londinium, yes? Have you gone soft in the head? Woodwose needs no help with Londinium. I have another mission for the Tamlin. There is someone else who has been a thorn in my side for too long. The attack on Londinium is merely a sideshow. Well, that's finally one bell down. Wait. Artoria? Huh? Ah! What's going on? Why am I glowing so much? She must be burning up. Water! We need water! Da Vinci, can't you whip up some fast-acting coolant or something? Grown-up me might have been able to, but me? No way. What was that? Wow. Sorry for panicking there. Prophecy never said anything about that. That aside. Yeah, I could tell. This is really... Yeah, it really is. I'm not a fairy, but even I can tell. Why are you all staring at me like that? You're making me nervous. There we go. Did I do something wrong? No, you did something very right. Artoria, did you just get crazy strong? Uh-huh. I thought she was going to ascend and I could make the joke that she was going through a magical girl transformation. That's a lot of fog. That's a lot of fog that wasn't there before. Okay. Oh. This is another fragment segment. I guess this is following Mash's story. My body's tingling all over. What happened to me? Ah! Ah! She's awake! She's awake! Look, Ace! The weird girl with even weirder iron armor finally woke up. She's gotta be an evil fairy. Can I kill her? Can I? Habertrot, you're alright! Thank goodness. I was worried that huge lightning bolt might have burned Norwich to the ground. Norwich? What the heck's a Norwich? Is that the name of the forest he came from? Huh? A beach?
What do you fucking want, Cat?
Where did Norwich go? Where's Senpai? And Artoria? What's going on, Habertrot? What happened to Norwich? I don't know any Norwich. Quit calling me that. That's not my name. I'm Totorot. Tumlin Totorot. Don't you forget it. Huh? Totorot? You mean you aren't Happy Cat? Happy Cat? I don't know what that is, but I love it. That's way better than Grimalkin's yapping. Ask! Ask! You gotta see this girl. She's amazing. I don't know what she's talking about, but everything she says is amazing. She's gotta be a mage, just like you. Coming, Totorot. Please stop just calling everything you've not seen before magecraft, would you? Hello there. Nice to meet you. I'm Esk, and this is Totorot. Welcome to Britain, the Isle of Fairies. Would you be so kind as to tell us your name? It must be fate that brought us together here. We'd be happy to help you if you like. Thank you. My name's Mash Kirilite. Esk? Are you Esk the Savior? Oh, so you know about me. Are you from Londinium, then? I'm sure I'd remember seeing a fairy as strong as you, though. I'm sure I sensed an incredibly powerful spell similar to the Infinity Mirror out here on the East Coast. Oh, are you a northern fairy, perhaps? Did you mess up the teleportation and end up out here in the middle of nowhere? A northern fairy? So she's one of Queen Mab's people? Even though she's so cute? That'd make her our enemy. Can I kill her, Esk? Of course not. Please, Totoro, just be quiet a moment. Why don't you come with us, Mash? We should leave before Morse begins showing up anyway. Come on. Our camp is over in those woods. It'll be much safer to talk there. And so we begin a new story, or rather, continue a previous one. When Mash rushed in to protect Silver Shinobi and Artoria, she was snatched away by Morgan's water mirror. After a moment of darkness, she awoke to find herself on an unfamiliar beach, surrounded by blindingly thick fog and the crashing of waves. On the northern horizon, she could see a tree of emptiness stretching high into the clouds, as if it were holding up the very sky. The fairies only knew it as the World Tree, though. But what surprised her more than anything was there's no wall here. No sign of the wall of light that used to cover all of Britain anywhere. In fact, there was nothing to be seen near Britain at all. Nothing but an endless plain of white seawater. This was the Isle of Britain in the year 400 of the Fae era, approximately 2,400 years in the past. And this is the story of Esk the Savior's final, fateful battle.
Alright.
So Mash got reverse samurai jacked?
Something like that.
Okay. Wales 2. So I guess we're making our way back to Oberon's Forest eventually. Because if I remember right, Wales is on the west side of the UK.
Probably.
I can still hear the bell ringing. Even though it's been half a day. Even though everyone smiled and praised me. Whenever I close my eyes, I can feel that sound. Like someone grabbing my head from behind. feels like this ringing may never go away. Another Briton from a world called Proper Human History. Another version of me, though one entirely unlike me. An imposing figure, neither mage nor fairy, but a child born to human and dragon. Artoria Pendragon. The ideal king who unified the lords of Britain, protected it from outside invaders, and built the towering white castle of Camelot. She was loved and trusted by all, and she shone brighter and more righteous than anyone else. With her 12 knights of the Round Table, her many loyal cavalries, and her redacted in hand, she laid the foundation for countless futures. Hold on, before we go any further, I just gotta save that beautiful art. Because, I mean, tell me that is not...
Oh, that is very pretty.
Yeah, tell me that's not freaking gorgeous.
Beautifully drawn.
Yep.
And painted.
I assume Takeuchi did this, and... Yeah, no, dude. Do more. If he ever somehow comes across this stream, yes, he needs to do more gorgeous pictures like this. She was a truly great woman. I've never seen her like. I don't want to see her. I don't want to be shown her. I can't handle it. I can't believe it. I can't accept it. After all, I'm the only one of my kind. I have nowhere to run. No one understands me. Romance is out of the question. There's no reward, no finish line, no rest. I can't make so much as a single mistake. So many things I'll never have. How cruel would I have to be for everyone to accept a king like me with a smile? Oh, it's morning. I guess we must have covered a lot of ground overnight. Had the craziest dream. It must be because I rang one of the bells of pilgrimage. That life is no joke. Well, that was nice. While we were rocking back and forth in the carriage, we almost made it back to Londinium overnight. Good thing we didn't run into any trouble, huh? I see. So you used the cover of night to get to Norwich without drawing attention. And for the return trip, we were lucky enough to get a horse-drawn carriage. Queen might technically prohibit animals from being used for manual labor, but there's no real penalty for doing so. Right now, only the clan heads have horse-drawn carriages, but who knows? Eventually, everyone might start using them. I guess this is how trends get started. All that said, I wonder why the Queen banned horse-drawn carriages in the first place. Does she just love horses? That's part of it, but it's mostly another way to keep fairies in line. If horse-drawn carriages become commonplace, fairy horses would stop being born. Fairies are both cruel and innocent, you know. As soon as something like that becomes popular, we stop seeking out anything else. I mean, it's been 2019 years since we started seriously copying human culture, right? The fact that horses like Red Rabbit and Percival's dear Kundry are still alive, and, well, is proof of Morgan's consideration. Ah, now I see. So there's work involved in maintaining mystics. So Morgan is fine with imitating human society, but she won't allow any cultural imitations that would risk eliminating entire swaths of fairy ecology. Gotta say, that's pretty smart of her. Guess she's more than just a cruel queen out to squeeze her citizens for everything they have. But the fairies in the Welsh woods were... Great point. The queen doesn't actually care about the fairies' future at all. Oberon? Remember the fairies you all met in my domain? The Welsh woods? It's the one place in Britain with autumn leaves. The fairies who fled there are all weak. They all ran away to escape cruel mistreatment. they have nowhere else to go in the whole of Britain. They were persecuted, ostracized, and accused of spreading poison just by existing. You see, they all look like insects, so they lost their homes because of Morgan's hatred of bugs. And their low intelligence and innocent nature forever prevented them from taking part in Fairy Britain's imitation of human society. Okay, you mentioned Morgan's hatred of bugs, and a cursed thought just came into my head. Well, kinda cursed. I don't know how John would react to it.
Who mentioned bugs?
Morgan.
Wait, Morgan mentioned Morgan's fear?
No. Oberon mentioned Morgan's hatred of bugs.
Ah.
But yeah, because of that, I just imagined Morgan cosplaying as Misty from Pokemon.
You know, it's a shame we literally never got to see Misty react to Surskit or the Wimpod line.
That would be
Just
like
she loves water types but hates bug types. Those Pokemon are both.
Here we go. Anyway, let's see. My woods are where fairies like that come together until they inevitably die. That's right. Under the Queen's rule, Fairy Britain has no place for the weak. She only cares about the land itself, not the fairies who live on it. Yep. But just because Morgan thinks they're worthless doesn't mean they actually are. That forest is home to those with nowhere else to go. Those who have been forgotten and left to die having never known anything but ire and antipathy. And it was into the heart of that forest that I was summoned. Of course, Fairy Britain doesn't tolerate any interference from proper human history, so I was summoned in a very fragile state. I could hardly move, so all I could do was lie there and sleep. I think if I'd been the only one there, I would probably have just disappeared again. I know I said I only had a cloak on me when I first came here, but that's actually not true. I had nothing at all. I was a little cold even. But I wasn't at all scared or lonely. I've never seen this fairy before. He's all alone, poor thing. But he's so handsome. He looks so kind. He's like a prince. A prince! He must be our king. We have a king of our very own now. We have to protect our king. Let's all help our king, together. They weren't able to touch me. But they did make a perfect circle around me as they waited excitedly for me to wake up. You know how just knowing someone is cheering for you can give you the strength to go on? There you go. Their voices helped me secure my consciousness, eventually stabilize my spirit origin, and wake up. You could say one of the reasons I'm so overly invested in Britain's welfare is their kindness. Who says they're worthless or incapable of doing anything? They might be powerless, but they were the only ones who cared for me. So of course I have to do everything I can to pay them back. That's why I care so much about taking Morgan down. Really, I'm a lot like you, Silver Shinobi. I might only be the king of the weak and powerless, but that doesn't mean I'm going to hold anything back. Even if I'm never able to save even one fairy, I'm still going to do whatever I can to the best of my ability. Come to think of it, you never did tell us about your summoning, Oberon. No? I guess I never did tell you, did I? I was summoned to this land a few months before you and your team showed up. It was right around the time Beryl first arrived here. Proper human history must have sensed his intervention didn't bode well. I have a message for you from Captain Cullis, sir. The enemy has already made camp on the north side of Londinium, but you should have no trouble getting in from the south. Understood. Thank you, soldier. Then we'll continue bringing the Child of Prophecy back to Londinium, just as we planned. Tell Kalwas to hold his ground for now. It's still too early for an all-out war between our forces. Yes, sir. What was all that about, Percival? Well, just as we expected, the Queen's army has begun to march on Londinium. She's dispatched Woodwose and his army from up at Oxford. Oh, that was quick. Can't usually mobilize a whole damn army at the drop of a hat. It's been a day since Artoria rang the bell. The Queen must have really ridden him hard to get him moving so fast. Woodwose's army is made up entirely of Fang Clan fairies. They don't typically need weapons or bother with them, so they can move quickly when they have to. They're matchless on the battlefield, but they're not so great at occupying territory or laying siege. So if that's who Morgan sent to Londinium, they shouldn't be much of a threat. We should be able to wear them down by fortifying our defenses. And taking out Woodwose once he inevitably loses patience and takes the field himself. What is it, Gareth? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just... you seemed so different just now. Huh? Did I? I thought I was just being myself. Was I more confident or something? As you should be. Remember, you've rung one of the bells of pilgrimage now. Wherever you go, you're going to attract a lot of fairies who are fed up with the Queen's regime. So, hold your head high. Besides, you really have gotten stronger, right? Yep, in terms of magical energy, I'd say she's about equal to Morgan's little finger now. I had no idea the bells of pilgrimage could do that. No wonder the clan heads weren't so quick to give you permission. And we still have 5 to go. Wait, hang on. There's the Wind clans in Salisbury, the Wing clans in Gloucester, the Earth clans in Norwich, the Fang clans in Oxford. That's only 4 bells. What about the Mirror clans and King clans? Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm still not sure about the Mirror clan's bell, but I do know about the other one. The 5th bell is at the very edge of Britain, at the root of the World Tree's remnants. It's in the ruins of Orkney, the now forbidden city at the ends of the world that was destroyed long ago. Okay, hold up. I know the bells are important, but right now we need to focus on Londinium. Woodwose's army is practically on your doorstep now, right, Percival? Are you sure it's safe for us to go back? Yes, and I also think we should do just that. Artoria's right. The Fang clan is poorly suited for siege warfare. If all we need to do is defend Londinium's walls, we can hold out for 10 days even with the forces we have. That should give us plenty of time to come up with a plan. Woodwose's army is camped out on the plains about 2 kilometers north of Londinium. They don't have the numbers to properly encircle us. Woodwose's only hope for victory will be to break through our main gate and take over our city from the inside. Which is why we're going to chip away at his forces while staring him down? Right. The greatest advantage we have is our ability to retreat to a stronghold whenever we need to. Even as we're headed back to Londinium. I'm having the troops we sent out to help free Norwich split up into 2 squadrons and move out to Londinium's east and west sides. Part of their job is to deter Woodwose from launching an all-out assault, since doing so would leave his forces vulnerable to an attack from behind. But if those squadrons get the chance, they'll also attack Woodwose's isolated troops, thereby reducing their overall numbers. We may not be able to beat them in a straight fight, but in a siege like this, we're pretty evenly matched. So we'll just have to slowly tip the battle in our favor as it drags on. Fortunately, we also have the Count in Norwich helping us now, so we should be good on supplies. Okay, but while Londinium might not be completely encircled, it's still mostly surrounded, right? Is there some secret entrance or underground path inside or something? No, I'm afraid Londinium has nothing like that. Or at least if it does, we haven't been able to find it yet. Then does that mean we're about to... That's right. We're going to look for a weak spot in Woodwose's line and charge right through. This is great. It'll be the perfect opportunity to see what our new and improved Artoria can do. Just get right into it. Alright, remind me. Sabers. Okay. So, once again, I'll need archers. Let's do something different. Let's bring in Napoleon Bonaparte. Alright, now for the other archers on the team. I have a feeling I'm going to want crowd control, so let's bring in Tesla. Arjuna. Adelante. And Samarosa Kabihime. As for the craft essences, I think we'll just cash in on kaleidoscopes. Alright, and with that, let's go! Alright, let's see. Okay, I just noticed. Activate Charisma on Hope. Activate Charisma of Hope every 3 turns wherever you are on the field. Ooh. And this is the 3rd turn. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. You doing all right there?
Yeah, just finishing up my ramen.
Let's see. I think I'll go finish off this wave with Arjuna's Pashupata. Okay, next wave. Let's go ahead with System Keraunos. I literally just realized, if you think about it in Greek, they were kind of following the Lord of the Rings, Aragorn, son of Arathorn kind of formula. Because, what was it? Ouranos was the father of the sky, or the god of the sky. Kronos was the god of time. And Zeus, who I think is occasionally called Zeus Keraunos, is the god of thunder, and Kronos' son. So Ouranos.
I mean, same could go for Hades and Poseidon, and they don't really follow that same trend.
Well,
in fact, Hades was the eldest son.
Yeah, but at the same time, he was also the first to be consumed by Kronos.
I guess.
So in a weird way, it kind of worked in reverse. But technically, post-Kronos vomiting everybody up. Because that was basically what happened.
Really only vomiting up Hades and Poseidon as, like, I don't think he ate his daughters.
The version of the myth...
pot.
The version of the myth I read, Kronos basically ate up any children that Rhea gave birth to. Oh wait, no.
I thought it was just that it was only prophesied that.
Yeah, no. You're right. The prophecy was something like, if she was to give birth to a son, that son would be his downfall. Now I remember.
Yeah, so I don't think he would eat his daughters because they wouldn't have been a threat.
Yeah, now I remember.
Faye, what could be the scariest thing for you? Pissing off John Peterson.
No, seriously, making me mad?
biggest mistake of their lives.
Yeah.
Because now that sadistic gear is clicking in my head. Sure, Tojin can back me up on this. Oh, Silver.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something. Ever heard of a little YouTube channel called Screamin' Soup?
Screaming Soup?
Yeah, Screaming Soup.
Can't say I heard of him.
They're basically horror movie reviewers for cheesy stuff.
Like B movies and all that?
Yes.
Wait. Mammy, I gotta send you this video. I want you to take a look at the thumbnail and tell me if this motherfucker now all of a sudden looks like whatever the name is in Simpsons. Because someone pointed this out and I can't unsee it.
Alright. Send the picture.
Flanders, that's right.
Ned Flanders, yeah. Alright. I'll have to take it. I'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you now. He looks like Ned Flanders! Someone pointed it out and I can't unsee it. Someone pointed out in the comments.
Shoot, you're right. He kind of does.
I was like, why? Shave off the beard but not the mustache. You just look ridiculous now, man.
Watch him get older and it turns from a Ned Flanders mustache to a Tom Selleck mustache.
Oh no!
The joke, me.
So,
I'll send you the bloody link too. Not too early.
let's see. Either. Yeah, I'll just.
Does he not look like Ned Flanders?
運命ですか。
さてどうす
やります。あれはいつか見た終わりの星。多くの言葉、わずかなきらめき。どれほど遠く汚れても、私は星を探すのです。さあ、幕を開けて。アラウンドカリバーン。
Are you serious?
What?
Wait, this can't be real.
What happened?
Nintendo Switch Power Wash Simulator DLC SpongeBob SquarePants.
That is so out of left field, and yet at the same time, I'm not surprised. Now I'm just imagining Power Wash Simulator on Patrick's house.
That's one of the first things they showed. They also showed you walking the invisible boatmobile.
Oh, that's even better.
What?
Please tell me this DLC. Please tell me. This DLC is for every version. I will laugh my ass off.
Alright. Tesla coil. Let's get some System Keranus.
もちろん。
And you're posting the Nerding Out channel so you can see that, yeah, Nintendo of America posted this.
Unironically,
Are we getting punked? Are we getting punked? Like, look at this.
鐘の音が聞こえ
Somebody forgot to tell Nintendo America that April Fool's Day was 3 months ago!
Like, are they trying to punk us? But no, it's not the time for that. It's not the time of the year for that. So we're just like actually getting SpongeBob SquarePants DLC in Power Wash Simulator. What a world we live in.
Okay, the simulation is getting out of hand.
There are times where this world is horrid to live in. There are times where it's hilarious, and I like living in it. And this is one of those times.
And on an unrelated note, there are some times where it's kind of both.
Yeah.
Oh.
And also, someone pointed out the bubble, like, the bubble stand from season 1 is there. God!
Oh, God. Okay, cutscene. Damn it! It's no use! We can't stop them on our own! It's not just Percival either. All the human soldiers are moving weirdly fast. Is the Child of Prophecy doing this? It's just like what High Queen Morgan does. We did it! We punched through their defenses. Everyone make for Londinium. We're out of here as soon as the east gate is open. I'll bring up the rear. Don't worry, nobody's getting past me. Silver Shinobi, I want you to stay with the Child of Prophecy. Will do. That's what I like to hear. See you in Londinium. Okay, now it's nightfall. Ugh. Took a few small skirmishes to get here, but we made it back nearly unscathed. I'd say we won the battle today. Great work, everyone. You weren't kidding about Londinium being tough, huh? That's an understatement. I took a look at the walls earlier, and it looks like they're embedded with mystic codes. It reminded me of Mash's armor. Gosh, I love armor. It makes you look so knightly. Maybe I should get some for myself. Then again, maybe it's still too soon for me. Besides, I don't even know where I'd go to get some anyway. I gotta say, they still have the advantage of numbers. And the longer this battle drags on, the more likely they are to get reinforcements from Camelot. We can't just lurk in our hidey hole forever. We need to be looking for chances to take the fight to them. That can wait until we have more soldiers on our own to work with. Like the ones the Count is sending along with the supplies. By this time tomorrow, we should have a good number of rebels from Norwich here to help us. That's when we'll strike at Woodwose's headquarters. We can settle this all at once while our enemy's guard is down. Yes, that's the idea. Which is all the more reason for us to rest and recuperate now. Go ahead and turn in for the night if you like, everyone. Our soldiers will stand watch. North of Londinium, Woodwose's army camp. Say that again, Barrelgoot. I don't think I heard you right. Did you really just forbid me from going into battle? You want me to refrain from attacking Londinium directly? High Queen Morgan would never say anything like that. Don't you lie to me, you filthy human. You think just because the High Queen's taken a liking to you, you could dishonor me and my army? Whoa, whoa, easy there, Woodwose. I'm not so big on this plan either, okay? If you ask me, this is a great opportunity to demolish that castle where we have all the rebels in one place. I mean, this is obviously a terrible move, right? I can't blame you for having issues with it. So how about it, buddy? Why don't you tell me what you really think of the High Queen? I'd be more than happy to pass it along to her when I get back to Camelot. Ooh, I think that's a great idea. I'd love to hear Mother's reaction to that. Go on, Furball. Bark for us. If you've got something to say to Mother, let's hear it. Hey, Is it true Aurora played you like a fiddle in your own restaurant while shit was going down in Norwich? No wonder Mother's so sick of you. Can't blame her for forbidding you to fight until you shape up. You know, you're the only one who's ever made her cross like that. Who knows what you'll get up to without some oversight? Don't you talk to me like that, you little... Lord Woodwose, you have every right to be upset, but please, try to control yourself. I know. I'm well aware. I won't repeat Boggart's mistake. If that is the High Queen's command, I am, of course, happy to comply. The Fang Clan have always been High Queen Morgan's loyal retainers. We're nothing like the Earth Clan, always dancing to Spriggan's tune. Very well, then. If they want to hide in their castle, I can play along a while. I'm delighted that Her Majesty has entrusted me with eradicating both the Child of Prophecy and the Round Table Army. Of course I have no objections. But, that being said, should the Round Table Army attack us, all bets are off. I trust you understand that if that happens, we will have to meet them in the field. You bet, buddy. Believe me, that's what I'd prefer too. But I can't lend you Tristan, okay? She's my personal bodyguard. If things start getting serious, I'll be counting on you guys to massacre the Round Table Army by yourselves. But hey, you can pull that off, right? You might be getting old, but you're still the head of the Fang Clan. Don't be ridiculous. I don't even need to go after them myself. My elite soldiers will be more than enough. Neither the Child of Prophecy nor the Foreign Mage pose any real threat. The only problem is that cheeky brat Percival, who managed to put up a good fight against Lancelot. Still, this is a battle, not a duel. Even if he happened to be the last one standing, what good would it do him? If we kill everyone else inside that castle, I'm sure he'll simply surrender. Ooh. Wow. That was just pathetic. When did Wooswoes become such a wuss? It's like he doesn't even want to fight himself. Maybe that's why Mother forbade him from going into battle? Because he would actually die if he did? I'll say, that was ridiculous. I haven't had the shakes that bad since Marisbury recruited me for Chaldea. There's going soft in your old age, then there's this. Come the hell on, Woodwose. Hey, we did what Mother asked us to, right? Let's just get out of here. I know. Why don't we stop by Gloucester? Gloucester's great. I bet it beats anything you had in your world, too. We can go to the Count's restaurant together. And after that, we can try, oh right, robbing a bank. Maybe some other time when I've got nothing better to do. What, you're so busy now? I'm not. I'm bored out of my skull. Well, it's just that something's nagging at me about Morgan's orders. Do not let Woodwose fight, huh? You know, depending on how you look at it, that could mean the exact opposite. Huh? Opposite how? Let's stick around for just a little longer, Lady Spinal. If everything works out like I think it might, we should be in for a pretty spectacular show. Alright, and I think that's where we'll call it for today. Got a little rough in the beginning, but we managed to make a good bit of progress. Alright, let's see, who are we going to raid? Open up a channel. Sound like a freaking Starfleet commander. Open up a channel.
Commander?
Hailing frequency open. Tom's on.
John is still in the call. He just has gone completely silent.
You still there, John? Probably got...
Jonathan?
Yeah, no worries about it. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and raid Ayumi, who is currently streaming some Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter, so the series where what the fuck is it? This we can get. I clicked the wrong one! I clicked you already did. I clicked Nani by mistake.
You got the right series. Consolation prize. Red ribbon. Or was it the white ribbon that's second place? Crap.
It's a series we can get.
お前はもう死んでいる。
By Chun-Li's kicks.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Star and pizza.
I'm glad Lance is being more vocal while I'm on calls because it's fun. You guys react to his merps.
All right. Rating Ayumi Onisa. Wait, Onisa? Onesan. Gotta make sure I pronounce it right because
Oni is brother.
yeah. Because Japanese and Chinese are very particular when it comes to pronouncing something, like with the tone and the inflection and all that. All right.
If you get like it's not particular on how you write it. You have to be precise. Oh, John has actually gone mute and deafen.
Yeah.
So we keep watching the video I sent.
Ah, okay. But yeah, something like that. The example I usually go to is the difference between kawaii and kawaii. Kawaii being something is cute. Kawaii being something is scary. Alright. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and raid Ayumi. Tomorrow, I believe there will be a 4-job Fiesta stream, but not an FGO stream, because I will have a work shift.
Also, one last word is okasan, which means wife.
Oh yeah. I thought it meant mother. Anyway, let's raid.
I thought, oh, is it mine?